Welcome to Yvette's cooking show. You can call me Ivy for short. Lined up are my customers who will be the first to try my vanilla cake made from scratch. First, we are going to mix our all-purpose flour with our baking soda. This would be creating a homogeneous mixture. These two substances will create one new substance. Baking soda is a leavening. It is used when creating a cake because it will raise the pastry by expanding the gas bubbles. We are going to set aside our mixture of dry ingredients for now. Next, we are going to cream the butter and sugar. The sugar is a solute and the goal is for it to dissolve into the butter and create an airy and creamy batter. These two ingredients will undergo a physical change as they become a new solution. Butter is dense and creaming it with sugar will allow aeration. Next, we are going to be adding 2 large eggs. A beaten egg white is going to give the batter a light consistency. This is because egg whites contain lecithin. Lecithin coats the air bubbles which prevents the cake from sinking when in the oven. Lecithin is also a binder. After adding the eggs, you're going to add 1/2 cups of milk and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract to sweeten up the batter. Milk is used to hydrate the dry ingredients. It also adds flavor and supports browning, and it also softens the texture of your pastry. After you finish mixing all of your wet ingredients, you're going to slowly mix in your dry ingredients. These two mixtures will create a new homogeneous mixture. This will also result in a phase change and a chemical reaction, since mixing milk with baking powder creates a double displacement. This is what your batter should look like. Are you recording? Oh. Okay, you're gonna put your mixture aside and you're gonna get a baking pan, whichever size you prefer. Mine's is 9 inches, I think. And you're gonna spray it with non-stick spray. Hold it at a distance and once it's finished, you're gonna get your mixture and pour it in. Not Rihanna in the background for a dramatic effect. While pouring your batter, make sure it's spread out evenly so that some parts of the cake won't be too dense and that it can all bake thoroughly. After you put your batter in the pan, you're gonna smack your pan on the table or on the counter, wherever it is that you're doing it, a few times to get rid of the air bubbles. You're then going to put the cake in the oven and bake it at 350 degrees. The reason why 350 degrees is the sweet spot for many recipes is because the chemical process involved is called the Maillard reaction. It's a term for a chemical reaction that occurs between an amino acid and a reducing sugar via the addition of heat. Every once in a while, make sure you check your cake. The perfect way to check if your cake is ready is by poking it with a knife or fork and make sure that no batter comes out from the bottom. After it's ready, put it on a rack for it to cool down. Once it's cooled down enough, you can stick it in the fridge to make it easier to frost it. What I'm making here is called simple syrup. This will become a homogeneous mixture, with the sugar being the solute and the water being a solvent. Boil it over the stove until all of the sugar dissolves and pour it into any container. This helps with making the cake more moist, and the sugar adds to the sweetness of your pastry. During this, make sure you put equal parts of syrup as sugar. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, and make sure you don't burn your sugar. Pour your syrup all over your cake and let it sit. Once your cake is chilled, it'll be easier to frost. From there, continue to frost and decorate your cake in whichever way you like. This is the end result of the cake. Enjoy it and happy Pride Month.